Hi y'all, welcome and welcome back. In this short video, we'll go over an introduction to relevance fallacies. Relevance fallacies occur when the premises of an argument are not actually related to the conclusion in a meaningful way. They often distract, mislead, or sidetrack, making arguments sound convincing while avoiding the real issues. Ad hominem. An ad hominem fallacy happens when someone attacks the person making an argument instead of engaging with the argument itself. For example, saying, "We shouldn't have to read this book by Freud. Everyone knows he used cocaine," ignores the content of Freud's work and focuses on his personal habits. Calling Socrates' arguments rubbish because of his appearance does nothing to refute his reasoning. It's just an insult. Rejecting a recycling idea because it was thought up by hippie communist weirdos focuses on the group identity rather than the merits of the idea. Appeal to ignorance. The appeal to ignorance shifts the burden of proof. For example, saying scientists can't prove UFOs do not visit the Earth, so it makes sense to believe in them, assumes truth without evidence. And the second example, "Since you haven't been able to prove your innocence, I must assume you're guilty," the burden of proof has been shifted. Claiming someone must be guilty because they haven't proven innocence ignores the principle of innocent until proven guilty. By the way, this shifts the burden of proof when it comes to the American criminal justice system, because in our system, the burden of proving guilt is on the prosecution. The accused is not required to prove anything. They don't even have to present a case. The last example, "She hasn't said she doesn't like you, so she's probably interested." Assuming someone likes you simply because they haven't said otherwise is basing a conclusion on a lack of evidence. Ignorance only proves ignorance, and a lack of evidence only proves that you don't have evidence. Begging the question. Begging the question, also called arguing in a circle, occurs when an argument assumes that its conclusion is true within its premises. For example, "Of course smoking causes cancer. The smoke from cigarettes is a carcinogen," simply restates the claim without adding any independent evidence. The second example, the statement about celibacy being unhealthy because it excludes sex, uses the same idea in the premise and in the conclusion. And the last example, saying thoughts are non-physical because they are in their nature non-physical, is circular reasoning. False dilemma. A false dilemma oversimplifies a situation into just two choices. The first example, "America, love it or leave it," ignores the possibility of loving a country while wanting to improve it. The second example, "Be my friend or be my enemy," disregards neutral or less extreme relationships. The last example, "If you're not going to heaven, you must be going to hell," assumes someone not going to heaven must be going to hell and overlooks other beliefs or other potential outcomes. Is-ought fallacy. The is-ought fallacy assumes that because something is a certain way, it should remain that way. Example 1, "We've always had bonfire, so we always should," ignores reasons to reconsider traditions. In example 2, which says the Electoral College is in the Constitution, so we can't do away with it, this appealing to the Constitution to keep the Electoral College avoids debate on its merits. The last example, "We do not currently regulate the amount of nicotine in an individual cigarette, therefore we need not do this," says that not regulating nicotine simply because we don't currently do so resists change without any argument. Key takeaways from relevance fallacies. Relevance fallacies may seem obvious when you study them in isolation, but they're surprisingly easy to miss in real conversations. Whether it's attacking a person instead of their argument, pretending there are only two choices, or assuming that what is must be what should be, each of these errors distracts us from real reasoning. Your goal as a critical thinker is to slow down and ask, are these premises actually connected to the conclusion? If the answer is no, you've probably spotted a relevance fallacy. By recognizing these patterns, you can keep your own arguments clear, and you'll be much better prepared to evaluate the arguments you hear every day. Remember, good reasoning isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's also about building arguments that are fair, focused, and worth listening to. All right, y'all, that concludes this short presentation on an introduction to relevance fallacies. If you'd like to see more videos about informal fallacies or critical thinking, please take a look at the videos that are posted on our channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.